tonight, if those of you who have not been on before, I think Alyssa looks like a new face to me.
Yep, Alyssa and Rebecca are both new.
Oh, good. Well, welcome. I was out doing yard work. And the ladies, welcome back. So tonight we're talking about fear and support from your family. And I started this in 2010. This is my husband of 31. This is Eric. And Eric's we haven't practiced this because I want him to be real, and honest and how it was when I first started. So I started in 2010, and I was a part-time x-ray tech. This is Lakin.
Hi.
Lakin was 6 months old when I signed up for 31. So, and I worked part-time, and she's my youngest. My son, Zane, is over there. So everyone told me this was the last thing I had time for. And I kind of felt that way too, because as a mother and a wife, and you're working, and I drove 1 hour and 10 minutes to and from work. And I never got to sit down and eat dinner with them because of the hours I worked in urgent care. And so Eric, I talked to him about it. This girl kept kind of bugging me about not signing up, but buying stuff and hosting a party. Well, I wasn't a party girl, didn't want to host a party. So I decided, I looked at the back of the book and thought, well, if I do it myself, I wanted to make extra money because we had medical bills. And the only way I could do it at my job was working crappy shifts, overtime, weekends, holidays, the stuff that I would have to take away my time for them. So when I wanted to sign up, what did you tell me, Eric?
I was skeptical first.
Skeptical.
Let it freeze on you?
Yeah. Can you move that thingy?
You want to move it?
Yeah. Again, she's telling me you're too busy, blah, blah, blah. And I called 31 home office. And so I'm asking them all these questions. Where's the fine print? So, Eric, how are you feeling at that point? I kept talking to him about it. I just want to try this. And he said, you'll be your what?
A what?
I'll be my what?
I don't remember. Your own boss?
No, best.
Your own best customer?
Yes. You'll be your own best customer. And deep inside, I'm thinking, oh, So I said, I just want to try it. And then what did you say?
I don't know. It was kind of, didn't want you to do it first. It just seemed like too much going on. And took a lot of time because you had your parties to do. And I got stuck with the kids a lot by myself. So it was rough. It was rough.
It was starting out. So I said to Eric, I saw this trip, it wasn't, taking time away from giving him more responsibility because he'd have to bathe the kids and feed them already when I was at work. But now he's having to do it more because I'm partying, ladies. I'm out partying and having fun and finding myself again, little did I know. And but he supported me. And I said to him, but I know he was nervous, though. And he asked me a couple times if I was making anything, didn't you? Yeah. So I saw the incentive trip, LIT, Leadership Incentive Trip, and I was not a leader, and I really didn't plan on, sorry, Lincoln, hold still, honey. I didn't plan on going into leadership, but I saw this trip, and we hadn't been on vacation since our honeymoon. And I asked him, do you want to go to Mexico? What would you say?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. See that? So I thought, so I really had to do it. I really wanted to do it to show him, I mean, there are other ways to show him. Like we had gift card incentives. We got a refrigerator. What else can you think of?
The Disney trip.
Disney trip, yes. There's a Disney incentive trip now, right? But there was one back in the day, and I earned a $2,000 Disney gift card, and we got to save it for 2 years. And then I earned was it a Visa or GMX card, I think, or something like that. It was like $1,300. Do you remember that, Carrie? She's shaking. She's been here with me long time. So I used that. It was like $1,300. So I used that for like flights along with the 2,000. So Lakin, so what did you get to experience for the first time ever because of 31? What kind of vacation? Disney. It was our first family vacation, ladies. So it really brought a lot into our family life. And then Eric, after the leadership incentive trip, the first one, what did you think?
It was pretty amazing. It was working everything. There was a lot of people there from the company.
Yeah.
It was big, really big. It was really special. I mean, it was an amazing vacation.
And then did you want to go back?
Oh, yeah.
And did we go back?
Every year.
Every year. So last year was the first year I did not earn. We had some things going on, but this year we will be going on the cruise. And that's another thing. Our businesses are flexible enough that I'm able to support my family. They support me. Now he sees that. My mom had surgeries. His dad was ill. Our families, when they need us more or need me more, I can be there. Now, Eric has his own business as well. He does roofing, siding, and windows. And how many years, Eric, have you done that? Before I met him. So he had his own business. So I even carried our health insurance. So after 3 years of 31 and a couple of trips, I wanted to quit my job. And I made $20-some an hour plus benefits. And he supported me. Now, in the beginning, he probably would have thought I don't know. But he supported me through it all. And there's been times it's gotten tough, and I've said to him, I don't know, I think I'm just going to go back to work. And I don't know, what do you think about that, Eric?
Yeah, there was some times, but, things pick back up again, and it goes up and down.
Right. But, I mean, do you think, how would that change things?
It'd be hard because you're able to be at home so much and, get the kids and take care of a lot of things around the house.
Right.
Or we don't have to use daycare and things like that. That saves a lot of money too.
So it's been 7 years for me. And for those years that I have done this as my full-time job. So support is huge. And, Eric was not on board. My family wasn't on board, and they don't take it serious. And some people still don't. They just don't get it. Eric, I don't know. Do you get it?
Yeah,
He gets it. After LIT, they get it all. They drink the Kool-Aid, ladies. He went to conference with me when I first walked stage for director, but there were so many people. It was 3 hours to walk stage, so I did not walk stage. We went, my team and I, and Eric, we went out to a local place that had some drinks. So he's been, through a lot with 31 with me and supportive wise. And the first year, though, I'm not kidding, like the first year was kind of a struggle because, he sees, you can't see the return, in that year. I'm telling him, I'm going to work this up. And I know deep inside, like, yeah, right. Like, we're going to go to Mexico. Like, yeah, right. Like, you're going to be able to quit your job. It is, Zane, you want to come over here? He said something really cute today when I was talking to him. I said, we're doing this on fear and support. And I had fears, like when I talked to Eric about, wanting to quit. And on our call this morning, Carrie and Rachel and Andrea and Jennifer, we were talking about how a lot of people have quit when the going got tough. And we hung in there and hung through it. And that's it. I don't regret it. And I don't know, Carrie, I know you've been through a lot of the same experiences, like the zipper pouch Madness special thing we had. But
as we grew, ladies, there were things that came up. Like we had so many people joining at once, and we had a little back order issue, and
a freeze. We had a recruiting freeze.
We had a recruiting freeze. And we all were like, we'll stick this out, and you'll have hostesses cancel and you'll get discouraged, but just the ins and out. It is. And we talked today, I think I shared with Lori, my husband was the same way. He was not on board at all. He thought like this was some scheme, and he was worried because I was going to quit my full-time corporate job, and he said, no. And all he could see was the stuff coming in. Like, he's like, all these bags are coming in, but he didn't know I was paying for them. Like, I was getting them for free. And, it wasn't until he really saw the paychecks, and it was LIT too. It's same as your husband. Like, we literally were in the hotel room. He thought we were going to get a bill, ladies. Like, he kept saying, he said he was hungry and wanted brownies and some Coke. And I'm like, we'll just order it through room service. And Charlie's like, we are not getting extra bills at the end of this. I'm like, it's free, and so it took a little while to realize that home office really is this generous, and they really gush over us. So it does, it takes a little bit of time, whether your significant other is on board or not. He will get on board. But yeah, there are fears.
If you treat it as a business and you're serious and you stay committed to yourself, and it's going to be tough, ladies, then they will start to. If you treat it as just like not, if you don't take it serious and you're not, and they're not seeing that feedback, then they're not going to take it serious either. And you're going to get doubt, because you're going to have, I said, the naysayers are the people that, one girl said, how long do you think this ride's going to last? She said this to me 4 years ago. She's no longer with 31. As long as I'm going to ride it out. I don't know. We can't see the future in anything, but I think with in like LIT, back to that, when we went to Disney, we opened a refrigerator. Eric's like, where's all the liquor? Where's all this? Look at the room. It's not, it wasn't, our room's like all that when you go on LIT in our Disney. I'm like, honey, I paid for this with our card. Andrea asked about the pyramid scheme. Now, Eric, he knows I'm going to put him on the spot, but did you print the pyramid scheme and throw it on my desk?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
It was just a paper,
Just
something you might want to look at and think about.
Right.
We get into this before.
So, the fear was there for him, for me. Now, the kids and the way that they support me is like Lakin will sticker catalogs for me. Zane will help me do my videos, and I incorporate them because this is why. One of my whys, my why, and Zane, I don't know if he's
It's fun to do catalogs.
Yes, it's fun to do catalogs. I used to take her to the team trainings I would have, open house, launch parties I would have. Don't hold back with, sharing, or I don't know, separating your family from 31. Don't feel you have to do that, and because it isn't necessary. See? And it's okay. The only time I do separate it is for my Better Together meetings, because when they were celebrating Connect, I did have someone bring a child that was out of control, and they didn't have the decency to take the child out, and it was disruptive. Nobody could hear me. That's when we used to have like 25 people at a meeting. So, but other than my meetings, like in my parties, though, I do try to, some of them, it is just girl time. So but other than that, like they're just incorporated in with it. I would run errands. Like all they can do was about going to the bank, because how many times we got to go to the bank, and because we were depositing checks from all of the parties to pay or submit the parties. So, do you want to add anything, Eric? I know you probably want to. Yeah, does anybody want to ask Eric anything? And he's looking at me like, oh no.
Tell me.
What would you like to say? How does 31 help our family? How do you support mommy?
Well, I do wash the car for you so you can go to meetings and sticker the catalogs so you can get to work faster and spend more time with us.
Yes, some more time. Because in the summertime, they know that mommy has to get her work done, and the sooner I get it done, the more they help me, the sooner we can go outside and play. So they're seeing that self-discipline. Sometimes it goes by the lead way. I mean, like this month's crazy with the end of school, but I mean, you're setting a good role model for them as well. But does anyone want to ask Eric anything? Andrea, I saw I'm trying to get to the chat box, but
He was doing a little celebrating of me on there. I appreciate you. Yeah, I did. I made $500 that first month, Andrea. We talked about it today. I had one party a week and made $500 and thought, wow, if I had 2 parties, that'd be $1,000. But what I didn't realize is while I was having those parties, ladies saw the opportunity, they joined my team. And so just by having consistent parties and offering the opportunity and sharing how 31 was sending me all this free stuff and starts well, my paycheck literally went from $500 to $5,000 in a year's time. And yes, he did get on board after that. He said I had to give him so much money to cover the bills each month, and it got easier to give him that money. He was like, how much money are you actually making?
that's what Eric asked me.
So, and then I had to kind of confess and say I did replace my corporate income,
Yes.
just having to kind of skate by at that time, you know. So it is important to involve your family, and you know, and Megan too. She goes to the bank all the time, and that was my mom coming in to hug me. She texts,
Oh,
my niece needed to stay here tonight, so I'm like, sure. Our business is completely flexible, you know.
right.
I'm on a Zoom, sure. I'll leave the front door unlocked, and that's what this business is about. Like, even if your family is not 100% on board or they're not quite getting it just yet, they will as they see you grow and they see the income grow, and invite them into it. Just like my husband loves LIT like I do. I earn it, but not just for me, but for him, because he helps with the kids. And you know, invite them into your dreams. You know, if there's something you're working on for your husband. Becky, she shared with me that she's part of her why and her goal is she's working on an engine for a truck, right? So it's your why, and if you invite your
you know, and or if you are the sole provider, it's just, it really is in your hands. And if you don't have that support, just keep your chin up and keep at it, and they'll see the passion, and do your best at juggling things, and eventually it will fall into place. What was the biggest thing for you, Eric? Do you think that when I had your support, like, that changed it?
The biggest thing that changed it, my support. Oh,
Like, that made you start believing that this wasn't, you know,
well, the incentive trip was.
a
I think that's when it
really hit
hit
you.
you. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people from the company, and then they get to talk with other husbands, you know, and other couples, and it's they have a common, I don't know.
Well, we have lots of things in common, you know. We talk about how rough it is at first, you know. We have our guy discussion. We won't tell you everything, but
Don't tell us everything. So,
Something that my husband and I did in the beginning, because he, you know, I think that we kind of all go through some kind of variation of that in the beginning, whether it's with supportive parents or sisters or friends or husbands or boyfriends or whoever. Something that we needed to do in the beginning, because my kids were 1 and 3 when we started, was to sit down together and make a schedule. I literally gave it into my husband's hands, and I said, okay, so I know this is really hard, this balancing act, so why don't you just tell me what days you want me to work? You know, what days work for you for me to party? And that really helped us a lot, and it relieved a lot of pressure from me, giving that into, putting that ball in his court. And so he felt that he had some control, and I felt better about taking that time to go to parties because I had his blessing on those dates. And I Facebook partied the rest of the time. I Facebook partied a lot in my first 3 years because he worked away during the winter too. So he was 2 hours away, or 2 to 4 hours away actually in the beginning each way. So I only had 1 day a week that I even could party, and you don't want to party on the only day of the week that you have with your family. So I Facebook partied a lot during the first few years of my business. So that's another way too to be flexible and supportive of your family's needs.
Right, to show them that it is flexible. And Garrick, we did that. We would schedule things. We would put in all the kids' activities and all the things that we needed to do, or days of, I would say to him, like, what works best. And when you take control over your schedule and they see how flexible, when they start to see, they start to see it. And I'll say, I couldn't have been here. We couldn't have done this if I had a real job, like my son, not a real job, but see, I said it. If I had a medical job as an X-ray tech still, I wouldn't have been able to stay home and give my son breathing treatments, or take the kids to the sick days or snow days, or all that can be stressful. And if you are going through it now, and even if not, and you have family and other things in life, it's so nice. Maybe you have a hobby that you want to do, but you don't have time for it because you have to work 1 job or 2 jobs, and this is flexible to work around the school schedule. If you're a college student, I'm like trying to look as a lighting. Is it
I think you pronounce it Siobhan. Is
Siobhan.
that right? Somebody give me a nod.
She says her boyfriend is not on board yet. It's not been easy so far, but she's not giving up, and don't. And I will make him a believer, this company, and we'll stick with it. Well, that's great, because Joy's in my downline, and she is LIT. Here I come next year. And Joy, I don't know if you're able to speak or not. If you are, you can hop on. Joy shared with me that she wanted to get more serious about her 31 business, and her husband supported her. And she told me a little bit about that and told her it was a month that they set aside. It was February. Are you able to talk, Joy?
She's like, oh no.
I can't see.
I had to figure out how to unmute.
Oh, okay. So Joy, do you want to share real quick about a little bit about your recent transition?
Sure. We kind of did the same thing that Rachel did with her husband, and just sitting down with the month and say, when can I schedule parties? What's good for you? And that's kind of how I've been doing it for the first few years. And so in January, I told him, I said, I really want to get serious. I really want to try to pursue just more incentives and things. So he gave me February to do as many parties as I could, because he said, it's the shortest month, and we're going to be gone on vacation for a week, and the boys' birthdays. And so honestly, I got 1 party scheduled, because when we were gone the first week of February, end of January, and couldn't schedule, because you've got to schedule so far ahead to make it work. So in March, I did have a good March, and it was funny because it wasn't until April, when we were sitting in Florida for Easter, and I was talking to his mom, and I said, I really had a good March, and I'm really excited, and I'm trying. My goal was to get enough for a car payment. Our second car is about kaput, and so I thought we need to kind of plan ahead. So my goal was to start making enough, and in March, I earned enough for 2 car payments. It just was a really good month, and it was funny because I was sharing with him, and I said, well, yeah, I made like over $1,000. And Chris, like, that's how much you sold. And I said, no, that's how much I made. And that's the paycheck I got. And he's like, really? And at that point, he kind of, his eyes opened, and he's like telling me how to run my business, how to get new leads, how to do all the stuff. It was, even yesterday was the first time he admitted to liking one of the 31 bags.
Oh.
Anytime we would go on vacation or we'd pack stuff, he'd pull out the Old Faithful. He would never use what I wanted to use. He's like, no, I got this one. I'll just use a Kroger bag. I'll just use this. And it's really. So yesterday he's like, because I was trying to get him an LUT with his name on it. He's like, nope, it doesn't zip. I don't like it, but I do like this one. So for him to admit he likes a bag, that was huge. And so I was able to pay for our Easter trip with our April sales. So it really, the paychecks have been higher, and I think being able to spend it on my family and for his wants has been a blessing, because it lets me have fun at the parties and kind of working at it together. So I need to be careful that I don't neglect my family, because things are starting to take off. So I'm wanting to, I think the spring, end of school soccer and all of that's been crazy, but just trying to be more time management and just say, you know what, I'm done for today and I'm going to spend time with you guys. So the flexibility has been really good. And I don't know if I can do this or not, but Tara is my sponsor, and her husband posted a video about the large utility tote. And I don't know if it's possible for me to have it on my phone and you guys see it.
I forgot about that, Joy.
But would you like to see it? Because it's fun. I think it's just
fun.
It's funny, and it's right along with. And I asked Tara, and she said I could. So let me see if I can turn it up. I don't know.
I forgot all about that. That was a little while ago.
Well, this one was fresh today.
Oh.
And I've asked her if I could even use it in my groups and my Facebook parties, and she said go for it, but he wants a commission. He's like 25 cents for every like. So I'll see if it doesn't work, I'll stop. But it's only a minute, so.
What a great day. What's up, Totally Committed? My name is Josh Green. I have the privilege of being Tara Green's husband.
You hear
I
it?
wanted to highlight my favorite product from 31. I didn't even know it was my favorite until I got it. I have this large utility tote, the Aldi grocery getter, in my trunk, and it's held brake pads. And I got this lid, but the lid never worked because the bag went limp when it sat in my car. So Tara informed me there's something that's called a stand tall insert. And there's this black lining that goes inside this bag. Why it's awesome is it holds your bin straight up. So now your lid stays on, and you can I have my jumper cables, gardening gloves, my cleats to mow grass, I have all kinds of stuff in here. And I love it because it makes the large utility coat actually functional. It's only available in May till May 31st. In my opinion, you need to buy stuff. I think if you spend $35, you can get the stand tall for $15, or you can get the large utility tote for $10. Might as well just spend whatever that is, like $70, and you get both to make it functional. So get it. It's an awesome, awesome product. My favorite from 31. What a great day!
It was just priceless when I saw that, and then Lori had mentioned the topic tonight, so I wanted to share that too.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Joy, and thank you. I'll message Tara, or I'll post for Tara.
I'm gonna mute myself again.
Okay. So I guess there's a few of us that have had that same, and Joy's not a brand new consultant. She's been with me a few years as well, and our team, as well as Tara. So sometimes things change over time. Don't give up, or don't, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to support yourself as much as it is important for your family to. It has to start with you first. And then once you get that, and you're, believe in yourself, and you keep plugging away, because Joy could have been like, it is a short month. We do have this. It's never going to happen, but she said, okay, I'm going to make this. And she, did. So we have the ability to do as much as we apply, but like Joy said, at the same time, it's easy to get lost in your work and to get off balance. So balance is important too, and that's a constant work on balance for me anyway.
Mm-hmm. Kate asked a question, and maybe Eric can give his insight on it. She said, my husband and I both work 3 jobs, and we have a 12-week-old baby girl, which is awesome. Yay, congratulations, Kate. She comes with me everywhere, and when I'm home, I try to work 31. He won't take the baby because it's not really a job. How do I get him to understand that it is?
Oh, Eric.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess you just have to keep working and, show results and change his mind about it. That's kind of what she did. Is she just proved me wrong is what she did.
I'll show you.
That's pretty much what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is hard for them to support, like, because if you don't believe, I mean, he did do, sometimes he wouldn't do that extra, and I would get so frustrated. And sometimes I'd stay up late at night, and I'd come home from work and be exhausted, and I would sit there and they can, I don't know if I was nursing her or feeding her again from work, and I'm sitting there putting orders in at the same time, closing parties out. I'd make phone calls on that hour drive to or from work. That's when I make my calls, or listen to my 31-minute calls when I get a bath instead of a shower, just so I can listen to a call. So I feel like even when I did work and my time was crammed, I probably used it better, because I was like, I just have this window of time, and it was more difficult, 12 weeks old, and I'm not trying to scare you, it gets harder when they're mobile, because then, but just do it, if you can incorporate it somehow, and just tell your husband, I needed it. I realized I needed it for me. I needed to find me. I didn't even realize that I was lost, and it let me find me again by not being mommy and not being a healthcare worker. I was making new friends, and it did a lot for my self-confidence, which did a lot for our relationship too. I was feeling better about myself and exhausted, but I wanted to show him that I could do it, and it wasn't easy. But now, he's my partner. He takes stuff to the post office. He takes my big bright pink envelopes to the post office, and they kind of tease about that. He carries 31. He wouldn't even wear a 31 t-shirt, would you? Not at first. He will wear not a women's, of course, but if it's a man's, 31 t-shirt. But now he wears t-shirts. He wears the hats. If I asked him to carry a pink bag, he would have no issue with that. And several times he said, how do we ever, what do we do before we had all this 31 stuff? Because we use it and every day. And he even asked me, don't you have something for these batteries? Or don't you have something for this? Or, so maybe try to show him a product that can be a solution solver for him. Yeah. But if he doesn't go for it, then don't just back off. You don't want to try to push it on them, and just keep plugging away.
I like what you said, though, Lori, about your self-confidence. Kate, maybe that's something that you can talk with him about and ask him if there's, if there's a time, maybe giving him the calendar again, maybe go with that idea. If there's a time where you can take some time for you, say, when is a good time for me to have some me time? You can blame it on just going plain insane with a new baby, because I remember that. I mean, you just kind of go crazy, with a new baby once in a while. And I really think that as a husband that wants to see his wife healthy and happy, that he would give you that time.
And working 3 jobs, I mean, you could get rid of 2. You could eliminate that and have so much more time. I'm looking at that, working 3 jobs, and when I work, I mean, it was hard. Time wasn't easy, but you use your time more wisely because it's no choice. You could easily.
Lori, I wanted to chime in too. Like, I was working crazy hours. I was working this corporate job that was sucking about 60 hours out of me a week. I was the youth minister at our church, and my husband was not supportive. And by not supportive, like, he couldn't give me a time when he thought he could help me. Like, he was being so vague. Like, he's like, I don't know, I might have stuff going on. And so I knew that he was afraid. Like, he was afraid that this was going to jeopardize our family's income. And so I just decided, you know what, Megan was little. I needed help. Like, my kids were not at age. I had to have help. So I asked other people who love me, you know, my friends, even some of the girls that joined my team. Like, we would swap party nights. Like, I would watch her kids one night while she partied and borrowed my stuff, while, you know, the next night I watched her. Like, we swapped off. And then I would be so appreciative in front of him. Like, when my best friend would come to pick up the kids, or I'd be leaving, or she'd be dropping her kids off, I would just be so thankful, like, really, thank you. And he started to see that this was real, and he wanted to help. And all of a sudden, he started to see in his calendar that he might be free on a night. So I think it just takes time, ladies. Don't get discouraged, because if they're being resistant, a lot of times, like I learned with my husband, he finally admitted he was afraid. Like, he thought that I was throwing away my college degree and my corporate experience, and that I had provided for our family for so long. Like, he was afraid that I was going to toss it all away. And it took him a while to understand what 31 really was about. And I'm not saying all that to say, like, to leave your job. Like, some of y'all may love your job, you know, and that's what I love about 31. Like, it can be flexible to whatever your family needs at that time, and it can change constantly. Like, I've had ladies on my team who were doing it as a hobby, and then their husband got laid off, and they had to jump in and become the breadwinner. So it's the family support along this journey is powerful, but just don't get discouraged. There's always a way to find help through him, or to see him, let him see that the help is really necessary, and him want to buy in and be a part of that too.
Crock pot meals. Eric had to make dinner several times, you know, because I would be in there. I'm like, you know, or something would pop up like an outlet sale. And I would tell him, I'm like, you know what, we're going to have pizza tonight. I'm in my office. Something came up, and I have to be in there because I need to get this goal, or I need to. And he's good with that now. But in the beginning, there's no way. I wouldn't even ask that. I just would have plugged away and, you know, work, just manage it the best that I could. And usually it was staying up late and working, or getting up before, you know, early in the morning before the kids would get up, to try to get some stuff done.
I really appreciate you sharing. I think this is a really important topic because, you know, our husbands do so much for us. We couldn't have this business without our husband's support. I mean, when you're raising a family, you need that. And I think my husband really kicked in when I earned that LIT trip too. And I remember I had seen Irene Prager at the airport, and she said, yeah, you know, your husband likes your job, but wait till you run the LIT trip. He's going to even like it even more. And oh yeah, he drank the Kool-Aid that year. And again, I couldn't, it didn't set out like that, you know. It was, you know, it's skeptical. It's all new. It's a whole new thing. Especially all of us are new into direct sales. The only thing I've ever sold was Girl Scout cookies. So it's nothing compared to that. And, you know, I've been doing, I'm going on 7 years, and I can't even tell you what 31 has done for me, but also my family. And I'm able to pay my mortgage every month. And that just takes like the pressure off him. He doesn't have to worry about that. And it's such a great feeling for me because I'm able to provide financially for my family. And I just know that when you get through this hump, it's going to be so worth it. You just have to be patient. You know, they always say slow and steady win the race. And, you know, just make sure you take care of your family first, because that's the number one thing that is in my life, and that's in your life. And when you put them first, that's going to be such a big thing. And get them involved, and they're going to feel appreciated, because we're doing this together. We're a team, our family. And I know that all of you are here tonight because you are impacted with 31 with this situation one way or another, and we've all been there. So I wish you all the best, and we're all here to support one another. And again, we're one big family. So thank you all. And just know that if you want to take this any further, reach out to one of us, and we'll be glad to share more with you.
Thanks, Andrea.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And then you can always lean on support with your 31 sisters too. That was a big thing with your friends and other 31 sisters and support. Sometimes you just need to vent or ask, or sometimes because we've been through this, we can help you with this, maybe find a solution to whatever little struggle that you're having. But like Andrea said, it's conference last year, what matters most. It was a big slap in my face because there was a time when I was working a lot and I did put them on the back burner. And I had to change that because I did this to be with my family. They're my why. And we had other things going on. And I just had to learn to manage my time better. And it was okay to do that. And now I'm revving back up. They're a little bit older now, they help out a little more independent. So, just take care of your family, and most of all, take care of yourself, and keep your head up and stay strong. If you really believe in it and you really want it, you can do it. Don't give up.
Awesome. Thanks, Lori. And you have a call to action for us tonight to end us strong, right?
Lakin keeps poking me. She wanted to say something. A call to action for ending the month strong. Is that what we're talking about?
Yep.
Okay. I'm like drawing a blank here. Okay, go ahead.
What does she want to say?
31 is pretty much the best job inside the world.
Oh, we think so too.
Because it makes our parents happy that they get more money than usual. Well, I don't really know.
I know what you mean. More time.
Yeah, more time to spend with us. So they don't have to just sit inside the computer chair and they can get it all done with.
Oh, just think, when you're 18, you can become a consultant. You'll be the first 18-year-old consultant. No, I don't know.
That's awesome.
So cute.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Welcome.
So brave.
You're going to be our mascot.
That's good?
Yes, thank you tonight, family, for hosting. I know that our call to action for tonight was all about really just doing one more, right, ladies? We wanted to do one more party, sell one more LUT, get one more sell for the month, maybe get one more recruit to help someone else earn this Disney incentive too. So really just focus on this last week of the month to do one more.
K group. What do you need to do one more to get that K group? And if you don't have, what they talked on our Leadership Live, the P's, and the one that stuck out on my mind the most is because this is always my fallback, is have my own party. And the one lady said she was having a beach party, and she messaged a picture of herself with her beach hat on and her sunglasses and asked them to come to her beach party. I thought that was really fun, and giveaways, and just make it fun. There's games you can do in your VIP group. She talked about product testing. I've always wanted to do that and have been brave enough to think it, but I think I'm going to do it locally, where you give your product to somebody for a week. We still have time to give them for a few days, and then they post a picture of how they're using it and how they like it. And they're helping you market. It's not just us all the time telling our customers how wonderful 31 is and how much and why we like this bag. So getting them involved and following up with your your VIP hostesses are, or your ladies that maybe they've never hosted, but they always give a large order to you. Maybe you haven't heard from them. It's not because they don't want that $10 token, even though you're posting it. Maybe they haven't seen it because it's a hectic month. So reaching out to them and following up and seeing how they're doing. Maybe those outlet sale order ladies, they love a good deal. So this is a one more, ladies, maybe one more night of calls, or one more night doing a party, a Facebook party. Rachel, do you have anything to add to that?
I think that's awesome. Just, we believe in you guys. You can do it. Push yourself and challenge yourself to do one more, whether it's maybe your first team member, one party, one order. Set a goal for yourself and knock it out of the park. We think that you can.
There's cake groups, ladies. If you don't know how to, if you haven't looked, or at the last 3 months from, March, April, May, if you can pull up your sales those 3 months and see how close you are and what you need, and you will get there and get that free product, and you'll feel and get that nice paycheck on the 10th.
Woohoo! Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Eric and Lori.
You're
What's your
welcome.
father's name again?
Lakin.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Thank you, Lakin.
You guys all have an awesome night, and thank you for coming on. Like always, come back here next Tuesday night at 8:30, and Carrie Shoemaker is going to take the reins next week. Have an awesome night.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.